Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. It's the Pay Entrepreneurs here, and today what we'll be doing is we'll be continuing our Investing with Max series. If you guys have not watched the previous video, I highly suggest that you guys go watch that now. So disclaimer, this is just for educational purposes only, and if you guys are looking for financial advice, I highly suggest you guys seek out a registered financial advisor. If that makes sense, let's get started. I'll show you guys my screen now, and we should be good to go. So, all right, I'm just gonna expand myself here. Okay, we're recording. Good stuff. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you guys here. So this AMC, but what I want to focus on today is the cannabis stocks, which is Namaste and RIV Capital. And what's crazy about the past few weeks for Namaste and RIV Capital, there wasn't much going on in the beginning of August or even the end of July, but I guess like last week, that's when there was a lot of volatility, especially for RIV Capital. And I'll show you guys, maybe I'll start with RIV Capital, and it's insane because they had this huge news, and you can see that the volume picked up. And once the volume picked up, there was a lot of bulls were going in, and also after the few days, a lot of I guess shorts took over, bears took over, and you can see that this volume here, it was like insane. It's like from here you could see that this one here, it was 2.5 mil, and you could actually see from the previous kind of volume from June, from May, they weren't even reaching the 1 million range. But if you look at when the volatility was back in February, that's when the stock price started either to go up and also started to go down as well. And after that, it just went, because the summertime, started going down, and it was just hovering around that price. And there was some, catalyst, and you can see here that now we're seeing some volatility, which is nice to see. But from February, that spike went all the way up to, you can see here on the top there is $3.60 was the high. Then after that, people were profit taking, realizing their gain, and also short sellers were shorting the stocks. Then that's when the stocks, you can see, started going down. And I even marked it here that it had the downtrend, and you can see here all the way here it's still downtrend. Then it tried to consolidate in June, right? So after this here, May, then June, it kind of picked back up, and you can see here it hovered around this range here, from the 190 range to the around 160. And even if you go down here a little bit, we could say, let's say the low of 155. So it was trying to hover around this range here. And if you look at this here, the low on May 21st, the low was 149, and here the low was 150. So we could definitely tell that the 150 range was the support, and here you can see that the low was 151. So it was basically hovering around the 150 range. That would be the support, and the resistance at the time, you could see that it was high of $2, 203, and we can just say the psychological resistance was $2. So if we can break that range, then that's when you start to see a catalyst of it going up and down in a different support resistance. All right, so yeah, we're just getting at it right now. But the big thing about Canopy growth, why it spiked up on on August 10th, was this news here. So I'll show you guys. So you can see here the volume, 452, but the previous day it was only at 81k. It even touched 100k. You can see the one before that was 75k, and here the volume was 176k. But you can see that this here, if you were looking at the volume itself, you knew that the volume was just okay, something's brewing. And from CEO.ca, I'll show you what the big news was. So August 10th, you can see Rev Capital announced US 150 million strategic investment by the Hawthorne Collective, a subsidiary of the Scott Miracle Grow company. Then if you click on this link, and it gives you the details of what the investment was and what this big news was all about. And yeah, you can definitely read this over, but I just wanted to highlight that this guy's here is Scott Miracle Grow. They're like a $9 billion company, right? And if you search this on Google, you go NYCE you can see the stock price right now. So I'll go ahead and do that. 1 second here. So I'll go plus. So you can see they're 156 and 37 cents USD per share, and revenue was 266 billion USD in 2018, and the market cap, yeah, it's almost 9 billion, right? So it's a pretty big company. And if I go back to Rev Capital and I'll go to the announcement, so that's the big news was this guy's here, Scott Merkel Grow, to purchase 150 million unsecured convertible note from Rev Capital. So the investment establishes Rev Capital as the Hawthorne Collective's preferred vehicle for investment not currently under the purview of the Hawthorne Gardening Company. So basically, yeah, what they have to do is they have to do a few things. One is to delist from TXV and TSXV, and delist to what do you call it? You have to delist to the smaller one, the smaller exchange. Oh, I can't remember now. What was the exchange? It's the Canadian. Let me check if I can see it here, because I read it before. So the CNXV, I think that's what it's called, or CSV. So yeah, so it's here. So if you go here, so they have to delist from TSX, Toronto Stock Exchange, to the CSE, the Canadian Security Exchange. Is the smaller exchange, and for that, those are the main things that they have to do in order for the deal to go through. But anyway, I wanted to also show you guys that there's this 3 big names that are going to be part of the board for Rev Capital. So they're expanding their board of directors, and you can see here that Chris Hagendorn, I think that's how you spell it, Executive Vice President of Scott Miracle Grow. So they're part of Scott Miracle Grow, and basically they're going to be joining the board for Rev Capital. And also Mark Smith, Senior Vice President of Strategy and M&A, Scott Miracle Grow. So these 2 guys are from Scott from Scott Miracle Grow. So these 2 guys are from there, and they're going to be joining the RIV Capital director. So that's a good sign, especially if they have experience growing, a billion-dollar company, and they're part of the directors there. I mean, that's a no-brainer, right? You wanna have talent in your directors, and if they have huge, experience, they have a lot of experience on growing company and stuff like that, then that's beneficial for the company itself. And what I really like about this news is Gary V. So this guy is very popular in social media and all that stuff, right? Social media, he's everywhere on YouTube, he's everywhere on Instagram, Facebook, basically you name it. But anyway, he's the chairman of Vayner X, and he's the CEO of Vayner Media. So his company, I can't remember if this is a private company, I'm pretty sure it is. But anyway, this guy is a successful entrepreneur, and with our digital marketing business, basically this guy is one of the gurus for digital marketing, right? So imagine having somebody on your team that is really good with social media, that is basically created a name for itself in the industry. And this company, Vayner Media, right? is a pretty successful company. And with that being said, you can see here that Mr. I call him Mr. V, Gary V, because that's what I know him for. Accomplished investors with track record of guiding businesses to successful exits, including RIV and Empathy Wines, which were sold to American Express and Constellation Brand, respectively. So Constellation Brand basically partner up with Canopy Growth for that big billion-dollar deal that they had years back, right? So when I saw this news, I'm like, oh wow, Gary V is going to be part of the board of directors in RIV Capital. I think that's a really good sign. And the only thing that concerns me was that the 150 million was a loan from here. You can see here the 150 million loan. Basically, this is a loan, the convertible note from RIV Capital, right? So, but at the same time, which is good because now they have money that they can inject in the US space, right? So they have 400 mil, right? With approximately 400 mil in available capital, this will help them, penetrate the US cannabis industry when it becomes legalized. So I'm looking forward to that. So in the end, it's all about speculation. It's like, okay, what's going to happen, right? Like, are you willing to invest in this company? And if you know that a big company like Scott Growth Miracle, right? Scott's Miracle Grow, right? If these guys are a billion-dollar company and they're investing in, RIV Capital or investment that they see potential, it's a no-brainer for them, right? So that's a really good news. Why? And this is why it spiked on that day. And if I go back to here, right, you can see the volume 452K, and basically from here it opened at $1.90. So basically it gapped up. Then the high was 219. Then the low was 190. And the close was 197. That's why it was green. But prior to that, from the day before on the 9th, the close was $1.77. So from $1.77, then it gapped up all the way to $1.90, right? That was the open. Then eventually, this is what I noticed is 90% of the time, if it does gap up like this, it normally gets filled, right? So it'll normally go up, then the next day you can see here it's only 153 volume. Then from here the high was 204, then it closed at 190, and it basically filled this gap the next day. It filled that gap up, filled it, then after that the next day from August 12th, it basically, you can see here, it's 2 million volume. That's insane. 2 million volume. Like, you haven't seen that million volume ever since February. So like February, that's when you can see the 1 million volume, 1.3, right? 1.2, 3 million, etc., etc. So this is an indication to me that there's a lot of more interest in the stock, even though it's going down, where we're seeing an interest of people buying or selling, right? And we'll see what happened in the next few days, next week, because you can see here, I like this, how it says E. E means it's earnings. So they have the earnings tomorrow on Monday, and they're gonna release it. In the market, like when the market is open, right? So you can see here, August 16, that's when the earnings are, and probably that's why people were probably either shorting the stocks, or you can even say selling the stocks, is because probably the earnings are due on the 16th. And with the cannabis industry, what I noticed with the earnings, the stocks tend to go down. And a great example of that is, I can show you Namaste. So the earnings was on July 30th, and Look at this pattern. Right, so it's hovering here, then after the earnings, then the stock just went down, right? It dipped. It went to a new support and resistance. So basically it was hovering here. It was, people were undecisive around this time, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 26th. Then you can see the 27th, 28th, right? It was kind of like consolidating. Then after that 29th, that's when it really, it was a red day. So it was 19 cents. And after that, it broke the support. Then on the July 30th, then that's when the stock went from, look at this, from 16.5 cents. Then basically it kept on trending down. Then the new support and resistance is around the 16 cents. So you can see here, the resistance is right now, I would say around 20 cents, and the support is around 16 cents. So you can see it's hovering to this new support resistance. So we'll see what happened in the next few weeks and months, because summer is almost ending. It's almost fall, then fall, winter. That's when you see the stock for the cannabis industry seem to pick up around September, November, December, January, February. That's when stocks seem to pick up around between those months for some reason, right? Okay, so yeah, RIV Capital, definitely something is going on, and with the earnings tomorrow, it's going to be interesting what's going to happen, right? My prediction is probably we might see it hit $1.50, the support, right? Then if it breaks that $1.50, then we might see a newer higher low, lower high, new I guess you could say support resistance, right? And if we scale back here, let's say from here, if it breaks 150, then it goes to a new support resistance, and it goes to 140, right? 140. Then it breaks that, then we might see it go down from 140 to 115. Then from there, the psychological $1 range, right? If you're shorting the stocks, you might see a huge gain, right? And this is a 3 red days already, 3 red days. Then normally if we see a 3 red days, it usually tries to bounce back and bulls try to take over. But the earnings from previously, if it's a bad earning, stock tend to go down and down further, right? So that's RIV Capital. And yeah, so we already touched Namaste. And also before we go into Namaste, what I really like about different avenue that I go to in the conversation or in the billboard and stuff like that, you can see here RIV Capital Inc. There's not much updates here. So the last update was August 13th, and people just talking about their opinions and stuff like that, right? Here you can see here opinions August 10th, blah blah blah. Wow, strong move. So this was in August 10th. But if you go to Yahoo, I noticed Yahoo is a lot more active for RIV Capital, and you can see here this person commented 3 days ago. So according to a research note from CIBC, net cash per share after this deal is approximately $1.65 Canadian per share. You can see here somebody else said 4 days ago, RIV Capital has $400 million in cash on the balance sheet ready to inject into the United States. Afria has $315 million, and Trulieve has $193 million. Let that sink in. So basically, yeah, William's opinion, I'm pretty sure this guy's bullish on the stocks itself. And another guy 4 days ago said Scott's is a pretty large company and must see something very positive in this company to invest in it. I own SMG and bought this stock yesterday. I think it's going to grow very fast. Just my opinion, right? So definitely, if you're looking for some opinions of what people are saying, check out RIV Capital here, CEO.ca. So if I go back to RIV Capital, some people have something here, some comments. What the heck is happening here? Good investment and down 13% today. That was on August 12th. But yeah, check out ceo.ca, check out stockhouse.com, and just search here the company, or also check out Yahoo Finance. And Yahoo Finance seems to be more active for a lot more people. Like a lot more people are commenting here about the stocks. So those are the three things I would check out if you're looking for people's opinion and what they say about the stocks, right? So that's ceo.ca. And okay, so let's double check Namaste now. So in Namaste, basically what I was telling you guys before, it hit the 19 cents. It broke that 19 cents. Then after that, now we're seeing a new support and resistance. And we can see here that the new I guess support, the new support and resistance, we can see here the support is at 16 cents right now, right? And if it does break the 16 cents and goes to 15 cents, we're gonna see a new support or resistance. But in this case, it's just, if we wanna see it go from a new support and resistance, we definitely wanna break the 19 cents. And if we can break that 19 cents, then we might see a new range of 19 to all the way to 25 cents, right? And you can see here from around this month, May 14th, it had that big dip, right? Then now it's consolidating, tried to consolidate. Then August was you can see here, worst month, and the volume was low. You can see here 113k of volume, and here 7k. Yeah, it wasn't even touching the 1 million range. And from here, this is when it hit the 1 million range, when it broke that support. And this was almost 1.7 mil of volume, and that was really big. And that was the earnings, right? And like I was telling you before, and now it's trying to recover from that fall from the earnings report. Then yeah, it's consolidating. And if we go to let's go here. Let's see. So it's right now, it's 1 day. I just want to see the high, low, lower, high, higher, low. So that's a 4-hour range. All right, so that's a 4-hour range. So you can see here, 1 hour, 4 hour. So high, low, lower, high, higher, low. It's just pretty tiny, but you can see high, low, lower, high, higher, low. So if it tries to consolidate here, then after that, maybe a really good news comes out in the next few weeks and months, you might see that support and resistance, like a new level of support resistance. And if it can hit this resistance, it touches that 19 cents and it passes that 19 cents, right? And it's not a fake out, it's actually passes that 19 cents, we're gonna see a new support resistance. So we'll keep a really close eye on this. And like what I said before, that we gotta really watch out on that 19 cents psychological range, right? Because we gotta watch out for this here. And like what I said before is that if it passes this, or if it breaks this floor, or break the support, then we're gonna see a new support resistance. So we'll see if we're gonna see a reversal trend, because right now we're on a downtrend, and you can see here that we're on a downtrend, right? Starting from February, then it's been going down ever since. Before when it was bullish. So we can see here from January 30th, right? January, basically, that's when we saw the bullish pattern. So it kept on going up. Then now from January, it did a spike. and it went down. It filled that gap that you can see here, filled that gap, and once it filled that gap, it kept on going up. Then it eventually on January 29th to February again, it did another bullish pattern here. Then you can see here V-shaped recovery. Then you can even see, I guess, like a cup and handle. So it goes here, goes up, then the handle here, then boom, and it just went all the way to 45 cents per share of the high. So that's why I really wanted to focus on is the Namaste. So right now they're at 18 cents, and Rev Capital, you can see here, they've been down tremendously. Last Friday they were down 6%, but this huge, like, you got to be careful about this because the most important thing, so 3-day red days, I will see if we see a reversal, but 3 days of red days, you got to realize that, you know, in the stock market, you're going to see it go up and down, and you can't let that dictate your emotion. So you got to let your emotion aside, because yeah, you're going to see maybe at one point your account is up 10k, and one point your account is down like 5k on a stock, and that's totally fine as long as you have a risk management already planned for the stocks that you're going to be trading or investing in. Then that's totally fine, because you gotta weigh the risks and reward, right? And if you can do that, you're gonna be pretty well off, and you're gonna be the 10% who are, you know, if you're day trading, swing trading, and etc. All right, so basically that's what I wanted to show you guys. Namaste and RIV Capital. We'll keep a close eye on what's gonna go down in the next few weeks. Like what I said, summer is almost ending. It's gonna be fall, then winter. I will see if we see the same pattern again. But as usual, I'll show you guys my account, and you can see here that I'm down 35 and 50 cents. So basically just on Namaste alone, I was up. Remember, I was showing you guys, I was up on Namaste Technologies, and now nearly down like 41% on the stock, right? So I'm down 5,637 and 32 cents. And for me, that's completely fine. This is just paper loss. And with the things that are going to be coming in and more news and just the hype with the US legalization coming up, I'm not worried, right? I'm not worried. And with RIV Capital, you saw this was up like 200%, 300% before, but now it's only up 32%, basically 33%, 333 and 25 cents, right? So we'll keep a close eye on the stocks, and we'll see how it goes. And yeah, until next time, we'll see you guys again. And thank you for always tuning in. And if you guys have any questions, definitely let me know or comment down below. I'll be happy to help you out. All right, you take care and have a good weekend. See ya.